Okay, match 4, Temur Tron. On the play. Alright, our hand is not broken, but it can assemble Tron somewhat easily. I just need one more Tron piece. Once again, I just want to have one broken start this league. All 3 Tron pieces or 2 Tron pieces plus a map. The 2 Tron pieces plus a map actually happens fairly reasonably often. I'm not sure. I don't want to do the exact math on it to figure it out, but... So here I'm going to be less greedy. I'm going to play star first. That way next turn I can crack the star for stirrings and find another land. Delver Secrets, okay. Well, we found another Tron piece anyway. So I will lead off with stirrings. Power plant. Fengraph. So do I want a Fengraph or a duplicate Tron piece? Probably a Fengraph. I only have one threat in my hand right now, and our opponent might counter it. Tower map. Pass the turn. Alright, our opponent blind flips Ghastly Demise, so it must be blue-black. Destroy target non-black creature if its toughness is less than or equal to the number of cards in your graveyard. And they are missing lands. Okay. So I could play a Chainer's Edict this turn. That doesn't really do anything. So I'll just crack this. Go get my mine. Play this, let the mana go away. And take somewhere from 4 to 6 damage. Alright, the other one does not flip, thankfully. Fall to 16. And our opponent misses on land again. So I could play Muldrifter here, and it can trade off with the Insectile Aberration. That's a pretty good choice. I could also play Fangren and try to race these, especially since I can gain 5 life this turn. Muldrifter is a little bit more susceptible to the Ghastly Demise if they can like Thought Scour themselves or something. But that means our opponent also has to find a black mana. I think I can afford to try to race at the start. Gaining 5 life is going to be big game. So I'll play this out. I can crack the map next turn. I can go find another Unknown Shores if I need another source of colored mana. Okay, Brainstorm. So now our opponent's presumably going to Brainstorm on their main phase to try to find another land. And if they don't play a land here, that means they're Brainstorm locked, which would be absolutely awesome for us. But 3 cards deep, chances are they will find a land. Alright, there's an island. And a Ponder. Presumably going to shuffle to get rid of that second card they put back with Brainstorm. Or rather, both the cards they put back with Brainstorm. They chose to not shuffle, okay. Well, they need to find black mana for their Ghastly Demise before too long. Alright, well I'm going to play Fangren Marauder again. I had a lot of other cool choices I could do this turn, but if they're just going to give me another Fangren Marauder so that this expedition map grants me 10 life, I'm going to go for it. Might as well do this main phase. No, there's nothing my opponent can do in response, because the sacrificing it is part of the cost. So just in case the land that I want to go get changes as a result of my opponent's actions, I'll wait on cracking the map. There's the Evolving Wilds, so they have black mana next turn. Get hit for 6. Alright, to crack this, and I probably am going to go find an Unknown Shores, just in case I don't draw any other ways to make colored mana. I'd like to be able to play Muldrifter and a Chainer's Edict next turn if possible. Okay. Lead off with the Mole Drifter. See if I get any other options from what I draw from that. Alright, Chromatic Sphere. Try to resolve this. Our opponent should counter it if they can, because otherwise it's going to gain us 10 life. And they won't really have a hope of racing at that point, I think. Alright, and we win the match. So apparently they can't counter this. Or, not the match, but we win the game. This comes down, we sacrifice it for black, we gain 10 life, go to 24. Make them sacrifice one of these, and then we bash them for 10 down to 5. And yeah, we got that game pretty well locked up, since our opponent could not draw their lands in time. Alright, so blue-black Delver, or Angler Delver as it's called. Relic of Progenitus is good. Not as good as you would actually think. It's better against Ghastly Demise, but against Delve spells, they will find a window to cast them anyway. I think I'll take out 2 Seagate Oracles. They don't block Gurmag Angler or Delver particularly well. It's just chump blocker for the first, and it can't block flyers for the second. I could also consider taking out Firebolts, but I think it's too important to kill turn 1 and turn 2 Delvers, so we'll submit this. Alright, Tower, Power Plant. And we can play Sphere on 1, Stirrings on 2 to find another Tron piece. Could this be the hand that gives us turn 3 Tron? It just might be. Alright, our opponent has a Delver Secrets. And a fetch. Alright. Show me the mine. Relic of Progenitus. Okay, that's fine. Next best thing after a mine. I'm going to play that and start getting this graveyard under control. Our opponent's going to brainstorm in response to the trigger to make sure that this flips. Hopefully we can find a Firebolt or a Changer's Edict soon, so we don't have to take too much damage from that. They reveal another brainstorm. And another Delver, so they can brainstorm again to set up this other Delver. Make sure it flips, if it's not already set up. Alright, we'll start with this. Well, this is quite unfortunate. I would like to be able to save all these stars and spheres until after the Marauder is down to gain life. However, I have to do this so I can actually find things to do. Firebolt. Okay. Hopefully this will take out an insect and will not be countered. Alright, perfect. Presumably going to see the other brainstorm now. No, a Thought Scour. Okay. They flip over a Stormbound Geist and a Dismal Backwater. And this is the problem with Relic against Angler Delver, is with the power of Thought Scour, they can put things into their graveyard too quickly for one activation of Relic a turn to really matter. And then they just get you some turn when you tap out with the Relic, and then they fill their graveyard, and now they can easily cast an Angler. And then the Relic doesn't really do anything. So I think it's good against them, but I don't think it's great. Alright, let's see what's in their graveyard. See what they get rid of. Alright, we have no colored mana right now, so if they counter this, we are in big, big trouble. They do not. So we could wait a turn, since we have absolutely no colored mana, and then try to, next turn, crack this for blue so I can play a Seagate Oracle. I think I need to do that. It is awkward taking another 3 from this, but they very obviously have counter magic up. They didn't play another creature, so I could also be giving them time to find it. I don't think I can afford to crack this for blue, not draw a land, and then not do anything. this turn, because the next turn I can't do anything either because I won't have any colored mana. So I'm going to wait, take another 3, and see if I get rewarded. Mental note, pop out the graveyard here. I think I actually misplayed just now, unfortunately. I should have gotten rid of these before they had another main phase. But now that they've given me the opportunity again, I'm actually going to do this now. So they can't cast a Scavenger or an Angler on their main phase. And if I was going to do that, I should have done it last turn, which means I should have drawn my map last turn. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Because then I could have gone for that last turn, and even if they had countered it, it would have been better for me to use my mana then. Stormbound Geist. Alright. So, if our opponent does have a counterspell, they will counter this map, which is why I think I'm going to do this first. Alright. The problem is, if our opponent doesn't have a counterspell, we'd rather just resolve an Ulamog's Crusher. So let's crack this for blue. Play a Muldrifter. The next turn I can Fangren Marauder and crack the other expedition map. Wow, our opponent did not counter the expedition map, even though they did not know we had the other Tron piece already in hand. That's pretty impressive. Taking 5 this turn all the way down to 6. So I think we might have to crack this map. I don't know that we can afford to wait. If we draw a colored source, we can play Fangren and then crack the map. Yeah, I think I need to crack this for a colored source. That way if I draw another colored source, I can Rolling Thunder. Okay, there's Prophetic Prism. I think I need to start out with Prism, and then maybe play Marauder afterward. I can Rolling Thunder for 4. I don't actually want to kill the Stormbound Geist. I could kill the Insectile Aberration to buy myself 1 turn. If I'm just assuming my opponent has no counter magic, I think the best thing for me to do right now is play Fangren Marauder. And plan on gaining life with it next turn. And being able to Rolling Thunder for a larger amount. Alright, there's a Deprive. Here's my map. So now I'm on a very small chance to win. I need to draw another Fangren Marauder, and then be able to crack the map to gain life. And our opponent have absolutely nothing. No other creatures, especially not a flyer. No counterspell for sure. Ooh, Chainers. I don't think I have enough mana and black mana specifically to get rid of everything. I guess even 2 isn't enough since this has Undying. I don't have enough to Rolling Thunder these both, and then Chainer's Edict either. Well, I'll suppose I'll start with Seagate Oracle in case there's something I could draw that I'm forgetting, but I don't think there is anything. There's a Marauder. Play this just for the fun of it. I don't actually have the mana to crack the map now anyway, due to the way this has worked out. Alright, see what our opponent brought in. Basically just Stormbound Geist is different. Okay. Alright, we would like to play first 1 Haunted Fengraf, 1 map. No way to get colored mana unless we draw another land. Yeah, I think this is way bad. We have to get rid of it. Alright, here we go. We got the perfect hand. Chainer's Edict, I guess I'll keep on top. That seems fine. We have to go tower, map, power plant, crack. Alright, they brainstorm on their main phase. Play my land pass, and hopefully they don't board in Spreading Seas as well. If they do not, then we should be able to have Tron next turn. Alright, they're going to do the brainstorm and to crack their fetch trick to be able to sculpt their hand. Get our mine. Rolling Thunder, hopefully that does not get duressed. A map. Oracle, what does this do for us? Okay. Get to play a relic. And I think I would rather have star in the table than map, since our opponent won't know we have the map. Pass the turn. Alright, they find their black mana. Almost certainly have a counterspell here, since they did not have any early creatures, so they had to keep their hand for some reason. Alright, play my map. I don't mind my opponent countering either of these. And then I'm just going to sit back on these spells. I could crack the map right now so I could play the land main phase. That'd be good if I drew another land next turn. But just in case our opponent has Spreading Seas or a way to blow up a land, I'll wait. If our opponent resolves the Stormbound Geist, they're going to be tapped out of counter magic. If they do a Delver, I can just Chainer's Edict it. They're not close enough to playing an Angler yet, so I think I can wait here and try to make our opponent make the first move so we can either play 2 threats in a turn to their 1 counter spell up, or we can just wait till they tap out of counter magic to try to do something. They did not shuffle with Ponder. There's the Delver. And untapped island, so presumably counterspell is available. Go get a tower here for our Rolling Thunder. Could also get a Fengraf, but I did not want to do that. Alright, start by attacking, I suppose. Next thing I'm going to do is try to resolve a Chainers, since our opponent kind of has to counter it. If they just have absolutely no threat against us, then we can wait forever. Alright, this is worth countering to them. So now at this point, we will try to resolve something while they're tapped out. Let's see what we can draw. A star. Okay, we'll play that. Muldrifter would be great here. Fangren would be fine here. Alright. We drew Muldrifter, luckily enough. And a Fangren and another Rolling Thunder. So I have a Chainer's Edict in my own yard, so I do not want to currently crack the relic, even though it does allow our opponent to play an Angler next turn. They reveal a Mental Note. They Doomblade our Muldrifter, weirdly enough. I guess they want to be aggressive with this Insectile Aberration, but it does mean they have 1 less Doomblade for our big threats. Going to attack. I guess I actually don't have double red mana right now, so there's no reason to try to resolve a Rolling Thunder. Similarly, I do not have double black mana, so my only real play is a Fangren. So let's do that, I guess. After our opponent counters this, I may crack my relic, because I need to find colored mana. Yeah, it gets 3 cards from our opponent's graveyard. I don't mind losing my Edict if I don't actually have double black, so I think I'll do this. Alright, we draw another Fangren. We can try again next turn. We could also just Fengraf and just get our creature immediately back. That might have been the better play. But I just want to Rolling Thunder our opponent 2 times in a row. they'll most likely have to counter the first one because it'll get rid of a creature or two. And then the next one I might be able to pump all the way up to lethal. Stormbound Geist, okay. Well, we'll start off with an attack. There's a chance they don't block. There's also a chance that this Rolling Thunder does not get countered. Alright, they don't block. Once again, though, I do not actually have the double colored mana. Still looking for that. This gets countered, then I can Fengraph this turn and return it on their end step. Alright, there's a Deprive. I guess in case they're running Crypt Incursion, I could crack this now. It's more likely than they're running something that can make me discard a creature card, so I'll do that. Take a big 5 down to 9. 2 more hits and we're dead. Alright, Seagate Oracle. So I think I'm going to start trying to resolve that, oddly enough. If our opponent doesn't have a counterspell, I think it's better to resolve the Oracle so we can go find another colored mana source for the Rolling Thunders. Prophetic Prism, okay. It hurts not to select Muldrifter there, but I don't think I really could. Alright, Chromatic Sphere. So now I can play Fangren and Sphere and crack the Sphere and gain 5 life. If our opponent doesn't have counter magic, and they didn't counter either of our previous 2 spells. Granted, they weren't big deals, but... Alright, so I need to cast Chromatic Sphere first. That way if our opponent kills our creature in response to the Sphere, it won't hurt us. We'll still gain our 5 life, at least. Our opponent's extremely patient, though. They had the counterspell the whole time, and they just waited for this last spell. There's a Gush. Okay, well, they're looking for the counterspell. Okay, that makes more sense. Mental Note. See what they put in their yard. Ponder and Scavenger. Alright, it resolves. We have 2 colored mana sources now, so I'm going to crack this. For a green, I guess? I already have Seagate Oracles, so... I got lucky, I drew Asturians. Also, this means if I find a Sphere or a Star, I can play it and crack it. Which I did. Crusher would also be nice, but I have expensive win cons in the Rolling Thunders, I don't need more. Crack this for another green, I suppose. Only thing I can do for 1 mana besides Firebolt. Alright, that was a very good turn for us. Our opponent just happened to not be able to find any counter magic despite drawing a bunch of cards. And we also managed to get that green mana to be able to Ancient Stirrings into more stars to gain more life. Buying us a lot of turns against these flyers. Curse of Chains on our Fangren Marauder, okay. And our opponent has an Angler. Alright, excellent. So I think I'm just going to resolve a Rolling Thunder while they're tapped out. I would also like to resolve Fangren Marauder, but Rolling Thunder is more important here. I can do it for 15. Actually, they're just dead on board, aren't they? Well, there we go. 15 to them. They block and they die. I didn't realize I had quite that much mana, and our opponent was at quite that low of a life total. If I couldn't kill them this turn, I could at least kill Gurmag Angler, Insectile Aberration, leave the Stormbound Geist alone and deal a bunch of damage, and then get in for 2 with the Seagate Oracles. Alright, excellent. We win the match. We are 4-0 yet again, and we're going to see what we can do in Game 5.